call in the manifestation of the Mother, the Father, the Source Creator, Mother Nature, our most higher ascended venerated ancestors, and divine protection. Okay? Setting intentions for all of you who choose to be here to receive a clearing, a cleansing, if that is in alignment with your highest good and the highest good of all and everyone involved. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. This feels so good. It smells great. I like having the element of fire right now. Of course, I have my candles going on. We have all of the things, you guys. We have the, oh my God, me and my feathers, whatever and ever. We have the elements here. Okay. Beautiful. So here we go. We're going to ask the ancestors for messages. I have already, like I said, cleared the energies of these cards. And so we open the sacred space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, I know. And like doing all of the things, I feel like it's very important. I want to make sure that I serve as a clear vessel for you guys. Okay. There's this bracelet bothering me. Okay. Cool. Here we go. Taking a deep breath in. Stillness is very important right now. Practice stillness. Finding time for solitude, for meditation. I'm seeing someone writing things down. Write things down. Intentions. Ask yourself important questions. I'm hearing integration of the shadow. Ask yourself, how do I feel about my shadow? I'm seeing the symbol of Pluto. How do you feel about where you at? Organization. What are your values? Are you clear about your intentions? Have you committed to your project goals? How do you feel about starting and finishing things? I'm hearing a small, like, sarcastic laugh, and I'm seeing like a side smile. Is there something for you? This is funny. So I'm seeing the vision of a male figure. He kind of have like a smile, but it's like, to the side. It's like kind of like that. I'm hearing that. It's cute. Resources. Think resources. I'm hearing proper management. Review documents. Okay. There are some of you who are expecting some kind of news, or if there's something that you feel like urgency. I'm hearing, this is crazy, I'm hearing the word prominent. Prominent delays. That's not a word I use. And so take what resonates. Okay, it's important to be flexible, to be open. Okay. Here it is. Yeah, I was feeling that energy of taking a trip, going somewhere. It can be by plane. This, it can be a short trip, it can be a long trip, but there are the energy of traveling, short distance, long distance, or all across. Reconnecting, visiting. For some of you, this is about a vacation, time out, time for introspection. I'm hearing endings and beginnings, relocating too. Some of you might expect relocation. Some of you might be feeling guided to go somewhere to look for support, for answers, for healing. I'm also hearing a message of for some of you. Remember, take what resonates. These are general messages, but for some of you, you might be guided to go somewhere. It can be about a ceremony, ritual, group meeting, group setting. It can be just water around, but there's something about healing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's going to be in alignment. More water. Oh my God, the energy of change. It is important to open yourself up to feeling right now more than ever. It's so important to open the floodgates, to express yourself, to let anything that is making you feel disempowered or like in lack or wounded. I'm hearing wounded warrior, Chiron. This can be about family dynamics, going into a particular place, being surrounded by particular people that are meant to, they're meant to be a triggering of situations that will help you open the floodgates in order for you to clear, yeah, your emotions. So just trust that if anything happens or if you have been going through anything in particular that involves family healing and feeling a lot of emotions, it's just because it's related to Chiron. It's related to your shadow, to Pluto, to gaining answers. It's important to surrender to the situation, to the interactions, okay? How we handle situations and interactions is very important. Wow, yeah. I need to cover this, man. How we're gonna do this is number 6. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put this here. This is part of your healing journey. This is a part of the process of initiation. This is, oh my goodness, like healing mother wounds, healing the feminine. Okay. Yes. Childhood wounds, but it feels, feminine is what I'm hearing. More water. This is about healing your survival, getting out of survival, getting out of feeling disempowered. I'm also hearing dependency, emotional codependency. This is about, yeah, going deep into your heritage, your bloodline, your roots. This is deep soul work right here, okay, you guys? So patience is needed. Another 10. This situation, even though it's very uncomfortable, okay, it's meant to trigger you into progress and moving forward, into expanding in your efforts. Maybe I'm seeing roots, so it's gonna make your foundations, your roots stronger. For some of you, you have moved to like a completely new land, to another side of the world. I feel that, yeah, this stage It's meant to trigger like loneliness or the wound of loneliness and not belonging. However, the land is supporting you. I'm seeing lots of trees. You are meant to heal your relationship with nature, with the root chakra, and there's also make use of your time wisely because some of you are very crafty, very artistic. Your hands, you can having your hands in the land or the waters, or but there's something about hands and yeah, having reach. I'm hearing reach hands, like reaching energy, reaching, like being great with plants and vegetables and gardening and cultivating. It can be about herbs too, right? Or yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. I like rhinos. They're crazy. They're so crazy. They're so strong though. They're very resilient, very territorial. And like how they oh okay, how they display this energy of power and standing up for their territory and their little ones, and eh, they go through like battling another freaking rhino, and they go nuts, man. They go nuts. And so what I'm feeling here is this energy of power, self-empowerment, endurance. That's the word I'm looking for. So there's this energy of endurance, okay? Having to endure, very deep soul work. Yeah. So like I said, like this experience that is very, it make you feel cracked open, because I feel like exposed and cracked open, and I'm like sad and excited at the same time, and I'm just wondering, and they're like different aspects of me that are like wondering. Whatever that is happening is gonna serve your highest good, and so stay open and receptive. Don't fight anything. Number 8. Okay. So this the Zanzibar house is a place where it's like a museum, a house of wonder, where they were like display all of the beauties, and so like that's what I was talking about. Like many of you are being called, like I'm gonna say, if you're here, you're being called to give yourself the chance to try new things. Okay, to work with your hands, obviously with your mind, like follow your passions. There's something about you being very creative, very artistic. For some of you, I'm hearing articulated. Passion, this is about your passions and how your passions are gonna take you into building and manifesting and creating a different life for you. Okay, however, yes, it does take courage, it takes endurance, right? It takes having to show up wild and bold in order to overcome the process and the stages of when you're being called to do a central ancestral healing. Sorry, I was gonna say initiation, but that shit is like getting old with all of the new age things. So I'm gonna say, when you're being called to ancestral healing, because in truth that's what it is. We're being called to do ancestral healing, and we go through a process of alchemies and the lessons, clearing karmic debt, and you have to go through a process of freaking death and rebirths, and like little deaths and little rebirths, and it's just you can you're not in control of that shit. And so I know that if you're here, you're going through it, and you understand what I'm saying. All right, let's bring this guy. I love these guys. healed your wounds. Like, yeah, on top of that, 6. The ancestors are really guiding you into manifesting a life that is just authentic to you. They want you to reconnect with them, with the land, to open the floodgates to feeling and honoring. I'm hearing pain. Pain is one of our biggest teachers, right? Yeah, we have healed your wounds here. It is safe to feel. A lot of you might be in situations where there's a lot of discomfort. You might be like, what the hell? Like, am I being punished? Right? I know where's to be there. Like, where you feel that, sometimes you are not going to make it. You feel like you're being punished. Things are living your life and you're having to sacrifice a lot. But then, going to a process of integrating this aspect of us, and it's not just one, there's so many. There are battling and pain and hurt and human suffering, feeling rejected, ugly, unseen, unworthy, stupid, not good enough. It takes a lot of time. And like, that's the gift, you guys, because if you make yourself, your priority, and you work through your inner foundations, and you confront when you have to confront, then you're going to be building the endurance and gaining what you need, right? In the skills, the talents, that you will reconnect with the part of you that holds passion, that is bold and wild, that goes after the things that you're going to be guided, so you have to go through integrating the parts of you that are hurting and feeling separated and unworthy, and like, I don't want to see you, I don't like you because you're weak. All of that shit needs to be healed so that we can show up very differently in the world. You have to be fully integrated. If not, you can manifest shit, but then that doesn't mean it's going to stay. We can always manifest anything here. Anybody can manifest a spiritual business. Just because you manifest a spiritual business, that doesn't mean that you have been honorable, that you have gone through the process, the stages. That doesn't mean that you're building up in integrity and authenticity, that, that nature bless what you're bringing into the world. That doesn't mean that what you're doing is what you are meant to be doing. And that's the biggest truth in the spiritual community. Like, there's a lot of resistance to that because, of course, I just want to do what I want to do, right? What makes me feel better, says the ego. What makes me feel important, says the ego, right? Because sitting with this shit, sitting with these parts of us is so painful. Miscommunication and separation. So yeah, exactly. Okay, so there are different messages, right? Because when we have not yet gone through the stages and we suppress and we intellectualize life and our wounds, what happens is that then there's a disconnection between our hearts and our mind, and also we cannot truly hear a spirit and our ancestors and our guides, because our body is in density and it still is functioning from a place of separation. You know what I mean? What I'm also seeing here is some of you being called to go into those wounds where, there might be a divorce, a separation, where there has been a lot of heartbreaks and things not working out, and, dysfunctionality within families and struggles and relationships, and you're being asked to sit with that, right? And if that is something that you experience, and then your mom, your grandmother, your sister, sit with those things, right? Because we're talking about ancestral healing. It's not just about us. It's like what has been dormant, what is living dormant within us and our unconscious, existing in the spiritual plane, that are affecting our life here. Stand up for what you believe in. That's it. Once again, there's this energy of change or facing things forward, standing up for you from a place of being honorable, though, not from a place of egoic, tendencies and views. Like, you have nothing to prove. And that's the beauty of when you go through stages, right? When you face your wounds, you then realize that there's nothing for you to prove to anyone. And true, I mean, you're going to prove to yourself just organically that you have been whole all this time and that were not lacking anything. I mean, you were lacking just practicing commitment, discipline, you were lacking maybe some skills, but it's a lacking. I mean, we can use a different word, right? We were not able to see that within us or acknowledge that that exists within us to a level, to a degree, right? So, yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness, but I feel like I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm hearing that's great. And so I just want to say thank you, you guys. Remember that I honor by, choosing to show up here in integrity with reverence for your journey and the journey of everyone in this freaking planet. I know what you're going through. I just don't talk about this. I really walk. Okay. And so I'm just here saying stay in your faith, make that commitment, practice discipline, consistency, patience, work from within and out. And I promise you that the divine will provide for you. All right, you guys, blessings.